Meeting is being recorded.
Hello, I'm Alana Deshotel. I am in Communication Studies, and I am doing a policy analysis on the California Assembly Bill 621. If you don't know anything about this bill, it essentially calculates, or well, I will be calculating the pros and cons of AI generated pornography, aka deepfake, and the lasting effects on the victims of AI. So I'm just going to get started here. And we're going to talk about how AI generated porn can be sexually exploitive and essentially the background on the ban. So as AI becomes more advanced and accessible, it's being used not just for innovation, but it's being weaponized. And one of the fast and growing forms of digital abuse is fake nudes and being able to use people without their consent and how that affects people and their rights. So I'll walk you through what this law does, its strength, and its weaknesses. I'm going to start off with the biggest weakness. Although I see a lot of pros for the bill, that it's very protective. It's very protective of the victims in a way that it allows them to sue, but it does not protect them in a way that it is preventative. And there are not a lot of preventative measures being taken place that prevent just regular people from violating people's consent by using AI. So I want to talk about the biggest con, and that is the content exposure window. So the minute that something is shared online, people see it in seconds, minutes, hours, and the law gives providers 30 days to take down this content. And I believe that someone's life can be ruined in a minute and that the internet is forever. So even though content can be taken down, status and reputation can't be taken back. Also, careers. So, one of the biggest cases spoken about this is the case with Megan Thee Stallion and Malargo. Um, Megan Thee Stallion, I don't know if you know, she took another creator, Malargo, to court because she was sharing and distributing fake AR deep fakes of her. And she won her case and she was able to be paid out a lot of money. But did it do anything for the defamation of her character at that point? It's hard to say because now the public knows that this is a deep fake, but there are still certain platforms that might have content, and that's not exactly safe to the victim. A major pro of the bill, though, is that there is a financial deterrent. So even though it is hard for, let's say, someone makes a deep fake, it's very hard to get financial compensation if this person doesn't have it. But for primary companies that distribute the content, the law increases statutory damages up to 50,000 for non-malicious violations and up to 250,000 for malicious violations. So again, this comes in with that 30 days versus 1 hour exposure window. Regardless, the financial deterrence is something big for companies. Not a lot of providers can pay it out, and if they can, it's a deterrent for them to put a limit on how much they can do it. It's not exactly too preventative for re-uploading and allowing for companies to do it again. But as of right now, this is what the bill is accomplishing. It asks the question, who's the main target? I like to ask the audience who you would think is the main target of deepfakes. That would probably be women, children, and minorities, and how we can essentially see the loopholes in this current bill made January 2026 and how we can advance that bill, make it greater, and clean up these loopholes so that companies can't take advantage of victims, and so that companies can limit and actually stop the use and creation and the distribution and crack down on these people. Unfortunately, the law leaves a lot of loopholes because some or a big case can be from people that are anonymous or offshore, and a lot of tech blocks and obstacles. But I think this law is a great step in getting protections for people and their rights. These are some of the references I use: the California Assembly Bill, um, and also the Cyber Civil Rights and Non-Consensual Pornography Harvard Law Review, The Law of Digital Sexual Abuse by George Washington's University Law Review. And then finally, the NBC News. It is a source article on the Mega Thee Stallion trial case against Belargo. Well, that's it, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed the recording and enjoyed my analysis and the pro and cons of this bill. Have a great one.